Hello everybody, welcome back to a new tier list video. It's been a while since I did one of these, I think, probably, yeah, who cares. Anyway, I'm going to be doing this tier list on ultimate superpowers in PvZ Heroes. Now, the ultimate superpowers are made to be sort of B free cost cards. An example of this is Spadal's ultimate ability. When it gets bounced back into your hand, or you conjure it, can you even conjure it? I don't know. Just when you get it back into your hand, it appears as a free cost card. So that's kind of like proof that it is. There's other examples of that, like Immorticia's Bats or Neptuna's Octopult. When they get bounced back into your hand as well, they are free cost. So with that in mind, I'm going to be ranking them if they were free cost cards, even though they're one. So, yeah. Now, one thing I want most ultimate abilities to be is game-changing abilities. Like, they've got to be good, because they are ultimate superpowers. Some of them are really game-changing, like, say, Solar Flare's ability, which is insane, by the way. I'll get to that soon. But others aren't as much, like Citron's Super or Green Shadow's Super, which we'll get into in a minute. You're probably thinking, where the heck are they? Well, here they are. I'm going to be going through each superpower and adding them on as I go through them. So I'll go through Precision Blast first, and then add it on, and then all that stuff. Also, just before we start, I need to put Raven in S tier, my new puppy. And let's just get right into it. So, the first superpower is Precision Blast, as you can see here. Precision Blast is one of the worst superpowers in the game. Now, most starter players, most budget, really bad players, I don't want to be that bad on them because they've only just started, think Precision Blast is good because it's 5 damage. What they don't get is how that 5 damage can easily be manipulated. By that, they cannot play important minions in the middle lane. Any smart player playing against Screen Shadow, like myself, will not play important minions in the middle lane because he'll get Precision Blast. It's just that simple. Instead, you put, I don't know, Imp Posters and Turkey Riders, cards that give you an advantage when they die, for example. That sort of stuff. Gas Giant, maybe. So when it gets Precision Blast, it does 5 damage. Yeah, that's bad. Which is why Precision Blast is not that good, because it can easily be manipulated. It's also not game-changing, like, unless you're lucky at late game and you get it and there's nothing in the middle lane so you can just kill them with it. But that's only happened to me, like, it doesn't happen often, I'll just say that. But yeah, Precision Blast is really not that great. It's probably a contender for one of the worst superpowers. It's sad because this could be a good superpower. If they made it so, like, it could do 5 damage in any lane, would that be too overpowered? Probably not. It'd be a balanced superpower, I think. It'd be fine. It still wouldn't be the best, but it would still be fine. Like, Spadal's ultimate would probably still be better. Although, then again, if you could do any lane, this could answer the amphibious lane, and that won't be a bad idea. But as it is right now, Precision Blast is not a good superpower, and I'm just going to put it in D tier. So sad, honestly. Because, honestly, I was the same as the other noobs. I thought this was good. But it isn't. So that's a shame. Right. Next is one of my favourite superpowers, and that is Solar Flare's... what's it called again? Forgot the name. I forgot the name. I just don't know anymore. Give me a second while I think of the name. If I don't remember it in 10 seconds, I'm moving on to Wall Knight, and then I'll come back to this when it's in my brain. What was it again? Why do I not remember this? Why do I not remember this? Sunburn, that's what it is. Obviously, it's Sunburn. Sunburn is one of the best superpowers in the game. So, first of all, it's 2 damage. which is fine. It can finish off a minion. But the other ability is actually insane. You get +1 sun for the rest of the game. This is so good. If you get this in your starting hand, you're set. You can just do anything. You're always one step ahead of them, of the zombie player, which I think is a little bit overpowered as well. Like, I know the zombies have Cryo Brain. In fact, they can have like 4 of those. So it's not like, but this just puts you so far ahead. If they don't have Cryo Brain, they're kind of screwed. Because you're just always going to be playing more powerful minions each turn, and they can't do a damn thing about it. Like, turn 2 Poison Ivy. You'd be lucky if they answer it. Like, it's really good. It helps you get to your late game cards quicker. It ends up winning you games easier. With Aggro Solar Flare, this is insane as well, because you can get Elderberry quicker, and you can get your other late game cards in. It's insane. You can get to turn 6 quicker, so you can have all your strike through apple saucers and all that stuff. There's really a lot of things you can do with Sunburn, and it's why I think it's one of the best superpowers. I think it might be one of the best superpowers, like top 3 maybe. I'm not exactly sure about that. Now, the one drawback is that in late game it isn't as good, because in late game you don't really need that extra sun. It can help you sometimes, and then if you like late in game and there's like minions you need to get rid of, this can help. But honestly, Sunburn is a really good superpower, and I'm going to put it right in A, because I think it's insane. 2 damage isn't the best, but it's fine, honestly. It works, so yeah, that's what I'm going to be putting it. Next is Uncrackable. Uncrackable is so good. This protects you so efficiently. It also kind of screws up zombie play sometimes, because if you've got like, a big field of zombies, and you have a way to get rid of them, but you don't have enough sun, you're 1 turn behind, you just play Uncrackable, and then that next turn you remove them all. It basically just, it kind of gets you ahead of the game in a way. Not really, but I don't know. I don't know how to, I think you know what I mean. Like, this can just win you games so well. If you're up against Infinity Pirates, let's say, you got all that strike through with the pirates, and then you've got your strike through. Now, zombies attack first, and you've probably got enough strike through to kill them. You just play Uncrackable. All that pirate strike through is just going to be wasted. And then your guys are actually going to do damage and kill him. Like, that's insane. And even in, like, control decks, with Control Wall Knight, this sometimes saves me. It gives me an extra card to control with, and it also stops me from dying, so I can get to later turns better and play Walnut Ballings and Threaded Chompers and all that crap. Well, all that bullshit. So yeah, Uncrackable is very good. I don't think it's S tier, because if you get this in your starting hand, it's not the best. It's better to get this late game, to be honest, because if you get it early, then you can't really play it, because you're not going to protect yourself early, are you? Or what, you're going to use this to block a cheese cutter shot? That's not really that worth it. I'd rather let it hit me once. Anyway, next superpower is Devour. This is, I don't know if this is worse than Green Shadows. It honestly might be. Destroy a zombie with the lowest health. What were they thinking with that? Come on. Why would you ever want to destroy a zombie with the lowest health? The lowest health means they're probably not as good as the other big guys. Now, there's a few ways this is actually good. If they've got 1 big minion down, this is insane. It's a 1 cost, remove that guy. And then you've got the rest of those sun. It's probably got loads of sun if they're playing 1 big guys. In fact, they're probably noobs if they are doing that. But then you just play other things to kill them. Now, it doesn't also help that Chompzilla isn't really that good as a hero herself. She really just falls short. And Devour is one of the reasons why, because it's unreliable, because it can screw you up. Like, do you know what they can do? They can have, like, imposters down, and then have other bigger guys with more health that are more problematic. What are you going to do? You're going to try and get rid of them? Oh, you can't, because Devour doesn't do... Devour just... It's bad. This is why I hate Trumpzilla. Trumpzilla is one of the worst heroes in the game. She's just there with Citron going like, please make me better. I think Green Shadow is better than Trumpzilla. I'm just going to get that fact out of the way. Overall, Green Shadow, I think it's better than Trumpzilla. That's how much I hate Trumpzilla. I mean, Trumpzilla has the better mixture of classes, probably. But she somehow manages to be worse. She has good classes, though. Like, Megagrow and Solo are one of my favourite classes. Two of my favourite classes. And, I don't know, her superpowers make her bad. I think that's what Trumpzilla is about. Her superpowers let her down so much. And honestly, I'm just gonna put Devour in here. It's honestly just so bad. And I want it to be deleted. Why couldn't they just make this destroy the zombie with the highest health? Would that be better? It could answer big minions. That would be fine. I don't know. Anyway, moving on to Spadow's Ultimate. What was that called? It was like a red potato mine. I don't care. Anyway, Spadow's Ultimate is so good. It does 6 damage. Like, I think that's a little bit unfair myself. I mean, it is a mixture of Guardian. And Guardian has some bullshit. It's literally the class with bullseye bullshit, which is why it makes perfect sense, you know. Yeah, there's some aspects where I think Spadow's Ultimate is bullshit. Like, come on, it's a 1-cost do 6 damage. Like, how? How are you supposed to play around that? How do you even protect yourself from his ultimate ability? Try and get more than 6 health yet. A good try on the early turns. You're going to need a lot of those rock rolls and camel crossings and the other stuff that buffs your health. You know what I mean? This is so annoying. Like, I think Spadow's Ultimate is one of the most annoying superpowers, because you just play this big guy and he just sticks this little red potato mine and he just says, yeah, no. And then with the other son he's got, he just wrecks you. Like, what are you supposed to do? This is going straight in S tier. This is one of the best ultimates in the game. And probably one of the reasons why budget players go for Spadao over Solar Flare, which they should not be doing. Why? Go for Solar Flare. Solar Flare is much better. Her ultimate might not be as good, but she certainly has the better classes. Well, mixture of classes. She's also insane. Next, what we got next? We have Citron's Ultimate. This is not that great. It only protects their health. Now, this is draw a card, which is fine. I like that. But protecting health isn't the best way of defending your cards, because they can still be removed. Like, against Crazy Class, this is fine, actually. This is one of the best superpowers against the Crazy Class, because they don't have... All their removal cards kind of, like, consist of, like, doing damage to a plant. Like, Bungee Plumber, Wrath, Fruitcake. They all have to do damage to the plant. But with the other classes, this does nothing against them. Like, for Beastly, for example, they still have Nibbles and... what's it called again? I can't remember. Anyway, they have Nibbles, Slowker Swarm. I love that name. Which they wouldn't use anyway. Alien Ooze, that's what it's called. Alien Ooze still answers stuff if it's in environments or heights, or even just on ground lanes even. Things can still get destroyed, is basically what I'm trying to say. Rocket Science as well. They don't protect them from that. Which, I mean, I think what they should do is maybe give them untrickable instead. Like, how would that be? How about it doesn't draw a card, maybe, and it gives them untrickable and invincibility for one turn? Because then they would be invincible. Because then they just would be unkillable. Which is like the whole point of the superpower. So yeah. They'd have to make that change. Would it still draw a card? Would that be too good? Probably. I think get rid of the draw card and then add untrickable. I like that actually. But for now, I'm going to put it in C tier because it does answer the crazy class pretty well. Not going to lie. Like, come on. You've got all those bungee plumbers and chickenings and all that stuff, and they just do that. You can't remove anything. Yeah. But yeah. It is Citron's ultimate. I wasn't expecting this to be good. Alright then. Grass Knuckles. I don't remember the name. Ultimate. This is a fine superpower. I don't think it's as good as, say, Solar Flares or Wall Knights, but this can be fine. Like, if they don't cover any of the ground lanes on turn 1, this can do 6 damage, which is fine, actually. This is not bad. It's like a cheaper version of Wall Up Bowling, just not as good, maybe? Like, you can tell this is a cheaper version of Wall Up Bowling. Wall Up Bowling is doing 6 damage in each lane. I think it's like Rumble? I can't remember. Grass Knuckles Ultimate is doing 2. And if you think it's a free cost card, well, it is a free cost card, because superpowers are free cost cards, then technically is. I just thought of that right now. Anyway, this isn't the best superpower now. I mean, if you're lucky, this can remove a lot of minions, but that's only really with, like, crazy heroes, because their minions aren't as strong, because it's a crazy class, they work on their strength more. But when dealing with minions, this isn't as good. I mean, there's a lot of potential. This can be really good sometimes. If you've got like a super aggro deck with Grass Knuckles, which is a thing, then this is a fine thing to spam on turn 1 on the ground lane to do an easy 6 damage and then shove their faces with split peas and other stuff, Galacticactuses and Triceratops, Triceratops, whatever. Anyway, this is an okay superpower. It's not as good, so I'm going to give it a solid B. It's fine. Next, we have Mush Boom. This is actually a really good superpower. I think this is a little underrated. This is 2 damage and then summon a Poison Shroom. This is fine. Like, as a superpower, this is one of my favorite superpowers, just because, you know, it's 2 damage, which is fine. So it's like Solar Flare's ability, it only does 2 damage. And then you get a 3 damage. So this is, like, the only time that Poison Shroom is actually good, because it's got that 2 damage. Poison Shroom isn't normally that great because it gets answered the next turn. At least, you know, they can play a minion. So let's say they play Grove Robber, for example, or Cheese Cutter. This is really good against it because not only does it kill that Cheese Cutter, it basically kills what they played that turn, but also does 3 damage, which is insane. For super ability now, in late game, I don't like this as much because, again, it's only 2 damage, and summoning a little 1/1 in front of a big guy is not the best idea, especially if they have Frenzy. Like, just don't do that. Otherwise, you're dumb, and I hope you get better at the game, because you seriously need to get better. Yeah, so this is a fine superpower. I think it's on the same level as Rumble. Or is it A tier? I'm kind of split right now, because it's really good, but it kind of... I don't know. It is a good superpower, though. I think I'll give this, like, a really high B. Moving on, we only have 2 plant superpowers left, I believe. Yeah, we do. Goatify. Oh, I hate this one. It isn't as bad as Chompzilla's or Citron's, but it's bad. it's. I hate it. Turn the zombie with the highest strength into a goat. Do you want to know how many times I've killed Rose with that very goat by giving it sugary treats and putting it in? Actually, earlier, I actually buffed the goat with. I was using a pet deck. I just swarm loads of pets down, and I got, what's that environment called again? Area 22. I think it's that. And I actually killed a Rose with that very goat. And I've done it many times before. And that's honestly because goat became better. Like, goat used to be just a 1-1. I'm very sure it used to say that it was in the solo and thingy class, smarty class. I think it used to say that actually, which is weird. But they added goat as a card, a 0-cost 1-1, and they made it better, which really made Rose's ability worse because if you buff that goat, whenever it's going to get damage, it's just going to buff itself again. Like, what's that all about? And also the fact that, you know, it only turns the highest strength into a goat. Like, the highest strength isn't always the problem. What if you know that you're going to kill that highest strength and then you've got other problematic guy? Well, you can't answer that guy because you don't have the high strength. Like, I don't even know what you do to make this better. Boy, it would just transform any zombie into a goat. That'd be fine. That'd be like Transmogrify, who was actually good. Oh my goodness. Imagine if Transmogrify actually turned... Right, get this right. We're going off topic for a second. What if Transmogrify, right, get this, turned a zombie into a 1-cost 1-1 with no abilities? Imagine! I wish. Anyway, I'm just gonna put that in B, because... Yeah, we'll not talk about that. Anyway, next is... Blazing Bark. Oh my god, just get in S tier. Are you kidding me? The reason it's S tier is not only does it have full strength, 1-cost full strength. Oh, that's so good. Like, come on, bruh. That's insane. 4 strength. And you're talking 4 strength with a hero that has time to shine. What were they thinking? That's a 2-cost combo that does so much damage. You have a minion down already. You just Blazing Bark and Time to Shine, that other ridiculously broken superpower. Don't mind that. That's just like 8 damage. Why? Blazing Bark is so good. But you do have to be careful with this, as it is only 4 strength. Remember, it doesn't buff health, so basically whenever you use Blazing Bark, either use this on Repeat Moss or use it with bonus attacks, so at least you get that value. Or if they have 0 brains, then use it on the minion that isn't fronted. You got to be careful with it, but if you are careful with it, this can be so good. And it's just does so much damage. With Repeat Moss, this is insane. Especially with Time to Shine. Oh my god. When I do the secondary superpowers, because they are secondary superpowers, as you know, I will... Yeah, just spoiler. Time to Shine is an S tier. Because it makes the Repeat Moss combo even better. Like, Blazing Bark and Repeat Moss by itself is just 6 damage, which is really good. Time to Shine is 18. But, yeah, you already know that. Blazing Bark is S tier. You can use this with... one combo I want to try that I heard about is Pod Fighter. I got that earlier today, and you just put Blazing Bark on it, and then because of its ability, you swarm little push runes next to it. I heard about that, and I want to try it myself, so I will definitely try that. Right, we're moving on to the zombies. Ooh, the zombies have some good superpowers. And what a good way to start off with. One of my favourites, actually, Carried Away. I think Carried Away is really good. Like, it isn't as good as, like, say, Time to Shine, or it might not be as good as the A-tier superpowers, but it is really good, because if you've got, with Super Brains, I know it's not the easiest hero to get high strength with, but you do have pirates after all. You do have the strike through. You do have some strong minions. So even if you like, you can leap, you can ramp and stuff. You can get other minions from other classes because it is the brainy class. And so yeah. Also, you can tell this is a 3-cost card because think about it. It's literally Lurch for Lunch and Smoke Bomb put together. Like, yeah. I think that's a cool little thing they did there. It makes a lot of sense and it's quite obvious, but why want it to be obvious? Anyway, let's actually get to what this is good with. So, you can use this with Strike Through, you can use this with Pirates. If you've got a Swashbuckle that's in danger, you move it to other lane. Does damage, grows, does more damage, grows. You can use this with other pirates as well to grow them. You can do Bad Moon Rising with Super Brains, so you can save Carried Away from when you've got big minions, and then with the big Gargs and heavy hitting guys, you can just play Carried Away and then do some more damage to face, win quicker. It's actually a pretty good superpower, and I'm going to give it a solid B tier. And I've just remembered, I have not done beta carotinas. Oh yeah, because moving on. What's next? Zombie. Smash. Smash's super is just get in there. Next, Infinity. Sorry, wrong one. Get in there. Okay. Smash's ability is really good. This answers like everything on the first couple of turns. Like, come on, this answers like some of the most problematic guys in the game. This answers Zapricor, Haunted Pumpkin, Galactic Axis, Forget Me Not. Well, not on turn 1. What else does it answer? It might answer some Click Peas. It can answer Black Eyed Pea, Triceratops. Just lots of problematic early game plants. They're just going to get obliterated by Smash's super because it removes precisely. It's not the greatest superpower, but it is an S tier one. Infinity Clones is one of the best as well because it's so good. Like, this does full damage. And it's so much stats. It's also really hard to answer as well. Because you just play this on turn 1, you've got 2 little guys. Like, what are they supposed to do? You just play, like, something even better. And while they're trying to deal with those little imps dealing damage to their face, you know, you got Swashbuckler popping out. Like, they've lost tempo. This is, like, one of the best superpowers in the game. With making players use their resources to answer minions, then play even stronger minions, which is a way to play this game. You can just, you know, get lots of strong must-answer things, like Cheese Cutter, for example, is like a must-answer card. They have to use resources on it, otherwise you're going to get ahead. Infinity Clones is another example of that, because it's doing so much damage, they have to answer it. If you're getting what I'm speaking about here. This is also a good combo with Disco Knot, because it's going to make them bullseye. Also good with Unlife, just overall an amazing superpower. And it's insane. Next is Rustbolt Super. Now, or Ultimate Ability. This is fine. Like, it's definitely the best of his 4 superpowers. but it's also not the greatest because 3 strength is fine. Like, especially with Captain Combustible, decreasing his strength by one of his minions' strength by 3, it doesn't concern him in the slightest. Because you know that Captain Combustible can easily do like 20 damage to your next turn. What if you've used this on like a what? You're gonna use this on a Poison Ivy? Yeah, next turn he can play something even more powerful and freaking wreck you. Because that's Captain Combustible. He wrecks. He wrecks and he absolutely tears zombie heroes apart. A bit grim, but yeah. I like that. So yeah. Rust Bolt Super isn't that great. It's fine. It can help you survive. Not the greatest. I'm gonna give it C because it's I don't know what to think about. Rust Bolt has bad powers. Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe this should go in. I think it should go in B, honestly. Because it does draw you a card, which is fine. I don't know what to think of this power, really. It's compared to, like, everything else in, like, B, A, and S, it's just nothing. Right, next. Electric Boogaloo. A tier, get in there. Why has it done it in B? This is a weird glitch. Now, Electric Boogaloo Super isn't as good as the ones because its side ability isn't that great, which is why. But the reason it's in A tier is because it does 3 damage. Like, 3 damage is just... 3 damage is fine. 3 damage is just a superpower, which is fine. It's like with Electro Bolt, is a really good superpower, yet it only does 3 damage. This is fine. It can heal you. You know, keep you alive. I mean, it is called Staying Alive. So it makes a lot of sense. But this is just, overall, just a really good superpower. Boogaloo has good superpowers, so I like that a lot. And, yeah, it's just good. Moving on to Brain Freeze. Oh, my God. No. Oh, just fucking get in there and rot in hell. Stupid, ugly, fucking furry. God, I hate Brain Freeze, and I hate his superpower. This is so bad. Dude, freeze all plants on the floor. What about the Heights Lane? What about that, I don't know, Bananosaurus Rex there? What about some other... what about Sky Shooter? Sky Shooter's bad. Or what about the Amphibious Lane as well? Like, problematic Amphibious... I mean, there isn't many of those. But still, you can't answer the Amphibious Lane. And plus, Freeze isn't even that good, especially for zombies. Freeze is way better with plants. Because they actually can remove shit with shit. Yeah, because they have Winter Squash. They have actually good ways with Freeze. Like, Winter Squash and then freezing everything and removing it. It's just way better. Snowdrop. I mean, I know they've got Cryo Yeti, but Cryo Yeti isn't that great as a legendary. Because, you know, Freeze isn't as popular in the zombie side. There's less of it as well, I find. Yeah, Brain Freeze ability is not good at all. It really just falls short. And it's it's an argument for one of the worst. It's probably the worst zombie superpower, to be honest. It sucks, and I hope it dies in a fire. I mean, it's Brain Freeze. So I probably will. Next is Eureka. This is not that good. It looks good, but it isn't. Now, I know the French plant will disagree with me just because of that one game I had against him, where he literally got, like, going viral and teacher in the same freaking Eureka. What was that, though? The guy is... The French plant is, like, the luckiest opponent I have ever gone against in any game ever. He gets everything he needs. Except from the times I do it and I whoop his ass. Anyway, you get what I mean. He's a lucky guy. He's more luckier than me. Which is annoying. because I've been playing the game longer. And I just get wrecked by him when he... Yeah, our games are... It's honestly a 50-50 whoever wins when against the Frenchman, because it's either I overpower him with my leggies and stuff, or it's either he gets really lucky with what superpowers and what cards he gets. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, Eureka. So, if we're talking about fun, this is one of the funnest superpowers because it gives you cards you've never used before. Like, for budget players, they now get a chance to use cards they've never used before because of Eureka. And I will give it points for being cool. In fact, the only reason it's in C tier, not D tier, is because of its fun value. Also, I suppose this could trigger Dino Wars, as it does give you free cards, so... I don't know. It's fine. It's kind of just there. Dying in a hole. Right, next. We have Immorticia's Batty Friends. Yay! Batty Friends. Now, I used to hate this superpower, but honestly, after using it a lot... Why is that there? It's actually pretty good. Like, you just stick this in front of a minion, kill it, and also get a card from it. It's pretty good. Especially against noobs who play walnuts in random lanes for no reason. Just get free cards off it. And they don't have the audacity to kill it, either. Like, what the hell? What are you planning? What are you trying to achieve in your pathetic life by putting a walnut down when nothing has been played? Yeah, Immortician Bats is pretty good. It's good with Cat Lady because it buffs it twice because the superpower itself is a trick, and then obviously the bats are pets because every animal in this game is a pet. Yeah. Just look at Raven superpower. The Raven superpower is basically win the game, and it's a pet superpower as well because it's Raven. But yeah, Immortician's Bats is pretty good. I don't know whether to give this A or B. Probably give it B. Because, I don't know. It isn't like... It's not game winning, but it's fine. Honestly. It's pretty solid. Next, Z-Mech Super S tier. 3 damage and then 1 damage to everything else. So you can effectively remove a guy. And effectively remove other guys as well if you're lucky. Especially if you've like got Forget-Me-Nots down, you've got little push rooms, they're trying to get Pine clones and they're using those little push rooms, and you've got, other guys down as well, which you need to kill. You just play this and you remove all of them effectively, like it's nothing. And yeah, that's why I think it's really good. It's 3 damage as well, so that's perfect. Just all in all, a very, very good superpower. Next, we have 2 more superpowers to go through. We have Neptuna's Octopult. This is a fine ability. I actually quite like this. This is a amphibious 3-2 on turn 1, which is really good, as that's a lot of damage. In a lane which isn't really answered as much, except if they have banana bombs. Which they probably do. Because, there's solar flares everywhere. Yeah, you can tell that I think solar flares are annoying. But anyway, you get what I mean. So, you can use this to effectively kill a minion. Like, they've got that Poison Ivy down. They've got Zapricots and all that stuff. You just play this and in front of them. Especially against Poison Ivy, this not only trades with it, but it trades with it, but stays alive, and you get more value. What else is this good with? I don't know else. That's just it, really. It's simple to talk about, yet so effective. It's a decent superpower, honestly. It's not one of the best, but it's fine. And finally, is arguably one of the best superpowers, and that's HGs. Now, you're probably thinking, well, Raptor, you don't have HD and Beta Carotene. Oh, I'll get to Beta Carotene and Super in a bit. I saved that for last. just because it's a full-on rant about how bad it is. But HD Super is S tier because it not only does it give you a random environment, which it didn't need to do that. It could have just done the other thing, and it would still be S tier. Like, this can give you an environment which can win you the game sometimes. Like, what if you get, like, a laser base alpha or a, Area 22? Like, they are environments that are game-winning. What if you get a leap station, transformation station? Can help you as well. With Huge G, you're probably having that card anyway, because it is really good with HG. Don't worry, I've played daily challenges with him before, and I can prove how good he is and how good the Super is as well. This is one of the reasons why I want HG, because of his really, really good superpowers. And I hope someday he'll come to the shop. Please come to the shop, I want you. Please come to me, Huge G, I need you. What I don't need, however, is Beta Carotene. Why don't I get into a super? I fucking hate this so much. I use it in Daily Challenge. It does not help me whatsoever. Do you know what this is different to every other superpower? This is effectively, if you think about it, a 5-cost card. You're supposed to be spending 1 sun on a superpower. With this one, you spend 3 on it. Because the superpower is conjure a random 2-cost plan, and it gets team up amphibious. I think that's it. What if you get trash? What if you get lightning greed or cabbage pult? Actually, that's pretty good. Cabbage pult's pretty good. But, with genetic amplification, it's alright. I mean, it can give you good minions, but you're supposed to be spending 1 sun on a superpower, on an ultimate ability, not 3 sun. Cause you play the trick, and you get it, and you get the minion. It doesn't summon the minion on the board straight away. No, why would it do that? That'd be too easy. It wouldn't even be S tier, because the minion could still get removed. Like, there's some 2-cost minions that have 3 health. Oh, wait a minute. Electric Boogaloo and Z-Mech have 2 superpowers that do 3 damage. So 50% of the time, they're going to start with 3 damage in the hand. I mean, that's not every... And there's Rust Bottle as well with his super. And Smash... Why is Smash in C tier? I hate that bug. But yeah, this is so bad. It's not good. And Beta Carotene as a hero is even worse than Citron. And I don't know how the fuck you can be worse than Citron. How can you be worse than Citron? Like, that is like a diamond achievement on Xbox. Being worse than Citron. Why? This is it's such a bad superpower. This is so bad, and I can't. Looking at Beta Carotene's fucking ugly face makes me die. I think at this point, I'm just going to end the tier list here. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm currently on like 800 gems, so I'll probably open a pack later. So yeah, stick around for that by watching something else. And then, you get that notification at the top of your screen. You click on it, you watch probably how I get no legendaries again. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Also, Raven is the best superpower, because it is, and it's really